Right then folk, welcome back to another video beer review. Today we've got a beer which is a collaboration beer between Track and Charles Fareham, and it is their Koyo, a red IPA. So this, I think there's a third. I could have mixed up the series a little bit here, but I'm pretty sure it's the third in the series of hop collaborations that Track have done. Koyo, a red IPA brewed with fresh hop Harlequin, coming at 6% ABV. Now, I'm not sure if there's a better way to use Harlequin. I am quite jealous over this collab. Something I'd probably like to do going forward, but you know, we're not cool enough really. But I do collabs with Charles Fareham every day of the week. Maybe I can do a collab with him in the future. Yeah, I've even picked out a Charles Fareham glass I've got for this as well. So, Koyo, a red IPA, 6% ABV. Harlequin, obviously a newer Fareham hop. I can't remember, about 2 or 3 years old now. I think it was like 22 or 23. I started using it last year. I think maybe even the year before, but I used it last year for sure on the Aviator, and I'm using it again this year on a summer beer, and I'm probably going to bring it in again next year. I'm already planning for next year, for 2026, the life of a brewer. You've already got your beer set out for the year ahead at this point, so 2026, I'm pretty sure I already know what hops I'm using, which is, 25 I know for sure, but 26 I've got a rough idea of what I'm using. I definitely want to go down the line of using a lot more English hops. I'm already going down that line anyway, but definitely the English hops, the quality of the English hops is ever improving, and I'd say Harlequin is one of those hops that we're almost getting there towards Citra in terms of juiciness, and I think Harlequin could be used as a substitute for maybe not Citra, but definitely some of the other slightly more pokey. I wouldn't put it in the same category as Cascade. I think it's better than that, and then Chinook is definitely better than that as well. Somewhere between Cascade and Citra. I'm not sure what American hop that would be. Maybe a Tarnum, something like that. Not quite Columbus, because Columbus I fucking love, and it does a lot of hard work without people really appreciating what it does. And I don't think Harlequin is ever going to be that. I don't think it's supposed to be that, but yeah, it's almost there to Citra. It's almost there. So hopefully going forward we get some. And I was smelling some Godiva in the hop walk as well, and that was smelling fantastic. Even some Target and stuff. Obviously in the rub you're smelling stuff, and it smells immense. It's not quite what you're going to get out of the actual end product. But some of the Godiva I was smelling was fantastic. I think we've had some bad Godiva in the past few years, and that's potentially a hop that could do really well. Ernest too, I love Ernest. Olicana as well, some fantastic British hops that are grown both by farms. There are many local farms to them as well. So yeah, anyway, Koyo, red IPA, 6%. Let's get on to the beer. Less waffle about random hops. A red IPA as part of our Harvest Festival, celebrating green hop beers brewed with fresh hop Harlequin, grown in the UK by Charles Fareham. Brewed, can and poured at Track, usual gumph on the can. A series encapsulating unique hop processes and contexts. But yeah, there we go. Let's crack this one open. Yeah, if I can crack it open, let's try and use some implement. God, I can't actually open it. Let's use random implements in front of me. That's a measure on the floor. On the floor. There we go. Right. I love a red IPA. Very seldom see them. And when they're done well, I especially love them. Can't remember though, is Koyo the same name that Glasshouse use for their red IPA? Can't remember, but there we go. Slight haze to it. So I've dried the glass with a quite filthy rag, but it is a hazy, and that's I think where maybe you do need a bit of fish, or you know, I think it would look better if it was a bit clearer. Red IPAs can look beautiful, but a little bit of fish. Obviously, it does extract a lot of flavour, but you know, it would look better for me at least. Single finger, kind of tan coloured head. Nose is, yeah, it's good. It's like earthy, which is what you want. Bit of spice, again, what I want. It's why Columbus and something like that would work so well in a red IPA. Might overpower it. But yeah, it's nicely malty, nicely spicy, a bit of a sweet caramel sort of notes from the malt. Yeah, bready, caramel, toasty sort of notes. Yeah, and nice resinous touch. We'll dive in. Cheers. Without a shadow of a doubt, best out of the series I've had so far. Without a shadow of a doubt. Nice and toasty, bready, caramel sort of notes coming out of the malt. Notes went a bit broad. Went a bit broad there. Yeah, that's a bloody good red IPA. Bring back red IPAs. Remember Red Ale as well. You know, that short-lived Instagram channel. But yeah, red ales, red IPAs, I love them. As does Mersey Beers. I think he's like the stalwart of loving red IPAs and black IPAs and that sort of thing, but definitely red ales. This is fantastic. Nice and, you know, citrusy, herbal sort of flavours. The maltiness playing in perfectly. That's cracking. Nice. That's just really good. Just really, really good. Without going on too much. That's bloody good. Lovely, you know, the way the malts blend together with the hoppiness. It's not too in your face. I'm quite surprised with how well the fresh hop Harlequin is doing. Makes me want to use some. Might consider a green hop IPA. Not this ABV, but you know, I would never be able to sell this sort of ABV my way down, because you know we need to drink session beers. You know, beers where you can have 10 of them and drive. I should be saying that, but that's what goes on. Which is why, you know, ultimately sell to your local market if you're a brewery like mine, and you know, you've got to sell easily sessionable beers. 6%, as much as I might love it and people might love it, you're not going to drink fucking 2 or 3 pints of this. Which is how a lot of breweries keep themselves afloat. That's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And for me as well, it's shown, obviously red IPA is very different to a session bitter or something like that, but it's shown me that Track can blend the hops and the malt. I know you can do black IPAs. I know you can do red IPAs. Why can't you do bitters? Do more bitters. And they just never seem to nail bitters. They seem to go too hoppy on bitters. But black IPA game, pang. Red IPA game, pang. IPA game, pang. We'll see some red ales. Some solid red ales. And then a few more golden ales and do them better. I think the golden ale actually I had the other day wasn't too bad. But a couple more golden ales. And I think Track, you could be a solid all-rounder from there. And a solid all-rounder that's almost better than Thornbridge. Almost. If you get that, and you get that well, obviously you're missing out on strong ales and, you know, good solid MPs that are easily accessible, but that's another game. Anyway, before I wrap on further, see you next one. Cheers.